It's another day in the shop, and I have my work cut out for me because we have exactly 2 weeks left in the UglyTruck Sweepstakes, where one of you is going to win my 1,000 horsepower turbo big block sleeper. But the only problem is, right now, the bed is off the truck, the drive shaft is out of it, and the rear differential is torn apart. So I've got a lot of work to do to get this truck put back together. In addition, we have some fabrication and welding to do, and a few safety things to install on the inside. So it's a busy day. Let's get right to it. Underneath the truck, I kind of got a little bit sidetracked because as I was swapping over the yoke, which is now installed in place, the pinion bearing preload I noticed was incorrect. The crush collar had been crushed one too many times. Probably when I was down in Texas swapping the yoke out to get back on the road, I probably just tightened the pinion bearing a little too much, squished the crush collar a little bit too much. So we pulled it apart, checked the bearings, everything looks good, swapped out to a new crush collar, put a new pinion seal on, then I retorqued everything, and now we have the correct amount of pinion bearing preload. So it's not too much, not too little, exactly what we want. In addition, I noticed there was a couple little oil leaks from the axle seals, so we have some new ones installed there. And then that just gave me an opportunity to kind of clean out the housing, check everything out. True track is looking great, gear set's looking great, axle bearings are looking great. So pretty much we are ready to go back together. Well, sneak peek, we got the truck done. I drove it home and it is a super fun drive, smooth, and it is ready for you to take it home. But here's the deal. Only about half as many people have entered the sweepstakes as I initially would have hoped. So your odds of winning are pretty darn good. So here's your reminder. Don't forget to get entered to win. Head on over to TolmanPerformance.com. Every $5 that you spend on the website is going to get you an entry into the UglyTruck Sweepstakes. We have a bunch of t-shirts, we have some mugs, some koozies, even some posters are available. And we also have a quick entry feature where if you don't necessarily want to have another t-shirt or another mug or anything like that, you can just basically buy entries into the sweepstakes. It comes with a digital download, which is a wallpaper you can use on your phone or your laptop or your computer or what have you. That's actually a really good method for entry. Check it out. Read the official rules on our website, TolmanPerformance.com. But yeah, there's the truck. It's done, it's beautiful, and it can be yours. Back to the action. Probably one of the most overdue upgrades that we're going to install on the UglyTruck today is a reinforced, stronger drive shaft. Now, from the factory, this truck has a two-piece steel drive shaft, and it held up remarkably well. It went 1092s at 125 miles an hour in a 5,000-pound truck that makes 1,100 pounds of torque at the rear wheels on slicks. And it cut a best of 158 or 157 60 foot, which is moving out pretty good, but that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. And it actually wasn't the drive shaft itself that failed, it was the OEM pinion yoke on the rear end. Now, we put a replacement on that, got us back home after race week, but like I said, it's a long overdue upgrade. So here's the two shafts side by side. We got the OEM one here. I ended up replacing the front yoke a couple of times because these would bend a little bit and kind of distort. And this one, and I can tell that because they start to leak drastically through here. So I've replaced that. I replaced the rear joint a couple of times. So yeah, short version, long overdue. This is a 2 3/4 inch shaft. It uses a 3R joint. This is a 3-inch chromoly shaft. It has the stronger 1350 joints, has a upgraded carrier or center support bearing. Everything's bigger, everything's stronger, and it's gonna hold up much better to the power that this truck is gonna put down. So when you decide to take it back to the track and make some more quarter-mile hits, no worries. The new drive shaft is installed, everything fits great, and we could basically tighten the bolts and hit the road. But there's one more thing that we need to do, kind of one of those safety features. According to NHRA rules, it's a little, to me, it's a little bit vague anyway. We'll get, come on, here we go. If you're quicker than 1399, the way I read that is 1399 on slicks, or 1149 with street tires, then technically you need a driveline loop. Now there's certain dimensions and thicknesses and stuff like that. And the way I read the rules, it's technically only the front of the drive shaft, I think. Don't quote me on that. But I don't want to go by like the bare minimum. I want to go with something that makes sense. So back before race week, we got a front driveline loop installed, so that'll protect in the event of a front U-joint failing. Again, unlikely now that we have a better drive shaft. Last week we installed a rear safety loop that'll help protect against the shaft flopping around in the event of a rear yoke or a rear U-joint failure. But because it's a two-piece shaft, we need something here in the middle. The rules say within 6 inches center line of the U-joint, so it's going to go kind of right in there. I'll keep it up above the level of the bottom of the fuel tank, just like we did on the back one. So we'll just do a little bit of welding. We'll get the drive shaft fully protected. And yeah, because we don't want anybody doing the pole vault with the truck. So the loop, you can purchase these online anywhere. This one I believe is 1 inch by 083 wall. And the only thing that I have that matches, because I need to go across the top, are these two cutoffs. So I'm going to just weld these both together and then weld them like that to complete the loop. And then we'll just have a short straight section of rectangle tube to connect to the cross member on the frame of the truck. Finished a weld with like 0 filler rod to spare. Perfect. Now I got to do just a little bit of coping on the end of this tube, so this one sits nice inside it. Carpentry tools, very useful. So this is kind of like one of those little string and knot puzzles that you have to figure out how to solve, but we can get this passed up through without having to take the whole shaft out. I think. Yeah, there we go. So all the welds are cooled down. I got a little bit of paint on there, and I've come to a sad realization. And that's this, what I just finished up a minute ago, is the last fabrication project that I'm ever gonna get to do on this truck, the UglyTruck, the one that started my channel. I've had it for 5 years. Never thought I'd be giving it away, but here we are. And it's kind of like starting to hit home. You know, that soon this truck will no longer be mine. And I mean, start to finish, front to back, like we've got a bunch of work that went into this. Everything from like mounting the intercooler, building the brackets, building the turbo piping, the cold side, the hot side, like just the amount of hours I have invested into this truck is probably staggering if I added them up. But here we are. That's the drive shaft safety loop. We've got now all three, all per NHRA spec, within 6 inches of the universal joint. We got a nice, super strong drive shaft in there. Rear end's been gone through, all sealed up, ready to go. I even got the exhaust put back in there, and we're ready to put the bed on. Again, for the very last time, because like every time I work on the back end of this truck, I pull the bed off because it's so much easier, and it's kind of like an old habit. And this is the last time. But all that means is it's time for bigger and better things and new projects. Better? How are we doing? Everybody happy? Good, Chris? Yeah, we're good. So we did have a viewer who wanted to know, why did I not make the drive shaft loops removable? Some of them you can buy, or you can even build them this way. You could put like a pin. He asked about this one specifically since I made those little extension sleeves. Why not just put a pin through there and make it removable? Yeah, you could. It would make the servicing the driveline a little bit easier if you could remove the drive shaft loop, but there is still plenty of room to say remove the drive shaft. All you'd have to do is unbolt it to the yoke. You just lift the rear of the driveline up, kind of slide the whole thing back this way a little bit, and then you can drop the front one down below its loop, and then slide the whole thing forward and out from underneath the truck. Yeah, like I said, servicing it might be a little bit more of a pain, but I like strength and simplicity of the loop itself being welded directly to the frame. I like that better than I like simplicity of removal, because I don't know. That's my thought. So a couple of years ago, I had the bright idea that we were going to turn this thing into a dedicated drag truck, and so I stripped out some of the interior. Luckily, I kept the seat, but I got rid of the seat belts, and you need to have seat belts in a street truck. So I got some from Jason at Mohawk Motors. Check him out. He has all kinds of Silverado parts. Well, let's just get them thrown in, get this finished up. Here's a weird discovery. I thought this was missing the whole time I owned the truck. It was just like stuck inside the seat. Fixing stuff left and right. Dialed. Buckle up for safety.
Now, since the UglyTruck is going away, I still need something to do, which means another project, or rather an old project that we haven't touched in a very long time, and one that I've been extremely excited to get going on again. So say hello to, or hello again to, if you're a longtime viewer of the channel, an even uglier truck. Now, I don't know what it is, guys. I love these GMT 800 trucks. This, I sort of nicknamed it the scrapyard truck because, well, obviously it's sort of been assembled from scrapyard parts. This actually started out as another round of upgrades that we were going to do to the UglyTruck. Once upon a time, I decided I wanted to make the UglyTruck four-wheel drive. We'll tell that whole story at a later date, but the short version is this is the result of a snowball that got pushed down a hill, and well, this is the truck that we're gonna be working on for a little while now. So obviously it's in storage right now. We gotta get back to the shop so we can actually get working on it. And the tow truck should be here any minute.
1 year, 2 months, and 17 days. Don't ask me why I looked up the exact amount of days, because that's kind of a silly fact to know, but that's exactly how long the four-wheel drive truck has been sitting on the back burner over at the storage unit. But I'm so excited that it's back at the shop because that means we can get back to work on it. I'm a little bit overwhelmed because there's so much to do, and I'd love to have it ready for race week of next year, which happens in approximately June. But we won't think about that right now. It's overwhelming. However, with the two trucks side by side, you can kind of see the similarities between the two. And this is the reason why I'm giving the UglyTruck to you, because I don't need two trucks that are this similar. I mean, yeah, this one's got the earlier front end on it. This one has the later front end, two-wheel drive versus four-wheel drive. But they're both extended cab GMT 800 trucks, and I don't need two of them. And I need to just focus and concentrate my efforts and resources on one project. Because if you split up your time and your effort, it's so hard to get anything done. So yeah, definitely get entered to win the UglyTruck. As of the day that this video is going to go live, there's 2 weeks left in the sweepstakes. The 21st of September is when the giveaway or the sweepstakes ends. And your odds of winning are incredibly good. I just looked it up because I like dumb random facts, like the 444 days the truck's been at the storage unit. The odds of winning the Powerball, 1 in 292 million as of today. Your odds of winning the UglyTruck are extremely, extremely better by a huge margin. So if someone's gonna win, it might as well be you. Don't forget to get entered to win. Head to tolmanperformance.com, get some merch, read the official rules, get entered to win. Every $5 that you spend is gonna get you one entry into the UglyTruck sweepstakes. You can pick up a cool shirt like this one, Big Blocks and Boost. It says on the bottom, because small blocks are for sissies. We have lots of cool merch. We have some mugs. We have a koozie or a few other odds and ends up there. So yeah, someone's gonna take it home. You might as well enjoy it. And I am so excited. Like I'm rambling on at this point, but I spend so much of my time in the shop building stuff, and I enjoy it. And the sad truth is I don't get to drive these trucks nearly as much as they should be driven. So I want you to be able to enjoy this thing. I want you to be able to take it to the track or do whatever you want with it. I mean, I'm excited to see the next chapter of the truck. Pass it on to you. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. We do have a few small things, nothing too major. We have a few small things left to do to the UglyTruck. So this isn't the last time you're going to see it, but now that the drag truck's in the shop and the UglyTruck is pretty well sorted, we're full steam ahead on our countdown to race week. So thank you guys for watching. Come back soon.